Hello viewer, thank you for joining me today. I'm Dave, the Fugly Vapour, and as you can see, and today we're going to be having a look at this little fellow here. I'll get it in focus, there we go. It is the Geek Vape Griffin. Just turn it around for you. There you go. Griffin. So, not a great deal to say up here, so we'll go down the desk and show you the box and shit, what's inside and all that kind of stuff, and then we'll go from there. So I'll see you down there in just a flash. Right, so here we are with the Griffin. We just show you this. Griffin, and apparently Geek knows best. So on the side we've got Geek Vape. Should say Geek Vape. If it's in focus, it say Geek Vape. So we've got Geek Vape on that side. We've got Griffin on there. We've got the Griffin and the name on there, and Griffin on there. On the back, we've got another Griffin picture. We've got some stuff there you can read at your leisure. Pause it and read it should you wish to do so. Interesting to note the post holes are 2 millimeters in diameter. And then we've got first RTA with the biggest deck and Clapton cool compatibility, apparently. So, take the sleeve off, and we've got the bits and pieces in the box. Take the bits and pieces out of the box, and we have a spare glass, no shit chiller. We have the tank, which I'll put to the one side for now, and take this bit of shit out of here. If I can get it out. It's a bit snug. There we go. And in the bottom we have a shed load of O-rings, an Allen key, 3 or 4 grub screws, and that there is a 510 adapter. So yeah, it's a nice comprehensive pack of spare parts should you wish or need them. Put that back in there, and that is a pyrex glass, as is that, so that's a like for like, straight swap. So we put that over there. I'll put that over there. So obviously this is an RTA, and we'll start at the top and we'll break it down. So in the box, let's get a bit of zoom going on. Get a bit closer. Right, so dripped it as supplied. And then we've got that piece, it's a top fill. Take that piece off, like so. And there's your filly holes, nice big filly holes. Nice big fill holes there. Take any kind of bottle. I've had droppers, I've had big fat spouty ones. This does all break down, as I'll show you. Unscrew that bit holding onto the glass and the base at the same time. And then unscrew the top part of the chimney. Glass comes off. And then that will come off. Get the bottom off of the chimney, obviously. And there's your deck. Now, so the post holes are 2 mm in diameter. Let's get a bit closer. I know I'm behind the game with this. It's been out a while, and we've been replaced as a 25 mm version. This is 22 mm diameter. And post holes are 2 mm. As you can see, I've got 2 fairly chunky Claptons in there. They're not ginormous, but those air holes on the deck there underneath the coil, they are 4.5 mil wide, so that's 4.5 mils that way by 2.4 mils that way. These coils on here are 2.5 mil, I think. Yeah, 2.5 mil. And as you can see, there's 5 wraps on there. Now, when we come to build, the air slots on the side there, they are 12.3 mils wide. They're 12.3 mils across there, 1.3 mil high times 2. Yes, it's got juice flow control and all that usual kind of stuff. So we'll put this back together for now, so I don't lose the O-rings particularly. But it does all strip down for cleaning, as you can see. That just screws back in there. And obviously the 510 adapter will slot in there and put your 510 drip tip. I'll leave that in, as that's half decent. So that's where we have it. Juice capacity is 4. I think it's 4. Let's have a quick double check. Just quickly. Be sure it's 4 or 4.5. Sorry about that. Someone came to the door. Right, it's actually 3.5 mil capacity on the tank. And while I'm here, I'll show you the juice flow control. If you look just, what do you think, Fugly? You look just there, just. You want to play? You look just there, and then there's another one there. Another one there, another one there. Excuse me. Juice flow is, well, the juice holes are closed now in that position, and now they is open, like so. So open. Thanks, phone. Closed. So I shall take that base off there and stick it on my little tab, and then we'll get it wicked up, juiced up, and I'll give it a vape for you. See what we can do with it. So take that off of there, put that over there, put that on there. I'm going to pause the video, stop this phone ringing, or stop it beeping at me, turn my phone off. Back in a sec. Right, so we're on the tab and it's showing 0.21. So now get in here. You're going to take this ring off, not that ring, you fool, this ring. This ring will come off, because obviously, or not obviously, whichever way you look at it, your coil, your wick's going to go through there, so it's going to drop down there, through there, down there, and down there. Now you can either put the wick in, cut it off to about where that first ridge is, and then put that ring back on, which will kind of hold it in place where you want it, or you can just put the ring on, leave it on, get it on straight fugly, even better. Stupid ass. Right, I'll screw that back on there, like so, and then you want to be putting the wick just into there, not right down there, about halfway, or just below the ring. A bit like if you've got the OBS, a bit similar to that. And like a lot of these things, the trick to getting a decent vape is the wicking. Talking of which, I've got one to review in a few days' time that I almost put the review up saying, don't bother buying this, is a crock of shit because it leaks everywhere. But I think I've got the wicking sorted out now. There's my coils. They're not the greatest in the world, but there's my coils. And come on, bloody thing. There we go. As you can see, they're above the air holes, just off the air holes, not touching the posts, and they are pretty much straight. Give them a quick fire for you, just so you can see. There you go. A couple of claps in that's burning away nicely. I'll turn that off, and then what I'm going to do is put some wick in this thing. And get a bit of cotton. Yeah, I'll use me Muji. I use Muji cotton. Cut me a couple of strips, or a strip, and cut it in half, whichever. Don't want to pack this coil or these juice holes with a shed load of cotton. It's not going to do you any favours at all. So I've cut this just a little bit bigger than the internal diameter of the coil, like so. I are going to take I'm going to put my spectacles on. I'm going to take the outer skin off. That's what I call it anyway. You might call it something else, but I call it the outer skin. Some prefer to leave it on. I've just got into the habit of taking it off, so that's what I do. And then do the usual roly into a little ball job, little tube, cylinder, whatever you want to call it. And then pinch the one end, stick it in the coil, grab your tweezers, grab your little tweezers, and then put them through. Now, I'm going to just give this a little bit of a haircut, I think. Just trim it off to a little bit of a point, not, drastic. Just so it's not square on the end as it's going into a... So, just trim that to a point. I'll try and do it so you can see it. No, you have to bear with me. I'll have to do it how I can. You're going to be basically putting these strands of cotton into this juice channel, virtually strand by strand. You don't want to be packing it. I'll pull a little bit more of that through there. Put a little bit more into there. Put it through a bit more. Get me caught on it. So just gently feeding that into that hole, that juice hole there. The trick is to get enough in there so it doesn't flood up onto the deck, but not too much so it can't wick. But the trick is to take your time and not pack too much in. That's about the strength of it. So you can see that there. That's just about there, just about showing underneath there, and that's about where I want it to be. I don't really want to put any more in there, so I'm just going to fluff a little bit up from the other end, and then just tidy that up. Something like that. Now I'll do, I shall pause the video, finish off the other 3 holes, and come back, and we'll go from there. Right, so there we are, wicked. A little bit showing, a little bit more there, so if it does actually plug up, I know why. So that's it. Stick a bit of juice on it. I'll put a bit of Pandora in it, I think. Pandora from juicecabin.com. One of my long-term auto vapes. Obviously, keep the wick clear of those air holes under there. Hold on a second. Stupid wood pipe. Keep the wicks clear of the air holes there and there. Just notice that's a little bit close on the one side, so build your coils about the width of the holes. You shouldn't have any problems with getting cotton over the holes, over the juice holes. Air holes. So just put a little couple of drops more juice on these bits of cotton. You may find it's easier to take the wicks and then you wet them and then clip them off with some wire clippers. They want a nice fine nose and a nice sharp point. Certainly my scissors are not sharp enough to cut wet cotton, but if yours are, great stuff. I use my fine nose clippers for, not my nose clippers, my fine nosed wire clippers. So that's just a bit of juice on there. I'll put the tank, I'll put it in the tank. nice whizzy screws. Make sure the, as on belt and braces, I like to make sure that the juice flow is closed and the airflow is closed, and then take this piece here, this piece here, and screw it off, ready to accept our juice. So I shall stick it on a mod like so, and keep my fingers crossed that it's right. I'll just show you the wick in there if I can. Wick in there, wick in there, wick in there, wick in there. Close it off. All closed nice. So drop some juice in it. Nah, as you will see, in a memento. Right, I've got a dropper, as you can see. I'll just zoom. Zoom. Your fingers crossed, folks. Boy, it's much easier to wick it and stuff. And it's, I didn't think that bloody tank was on properly. Damn, it's gonna leak, man. It's gonna leak. Shit. Lucky I spotted it. Right, I'm just gonna pause this, get this sorted out. Back in 2 seconds. Right, now I hope you appreciate me doing that on purpose for you. Yeah, it didn't feel right when I was putting it together. Anyway, just tip number 1: in the bag of spares, you get a shed load of O-rings. So you can see, let me try and get some bloody focus on this. Can you see? Can you see? Hold on a second. Let me turn that up. Right, well, maybe you can just about make out. There is an O-ring that was missing. That's why it was leaking. There's another one there. I've changed the white ones, or the white one, for green ones. There's 2 green ones in the pot. So if I were you, I'd put the green ones on so that when you take it to pieces, you can spot the green O-ring. Because obviously clear ones or white ones go a bit clear when they get wet and you squeeze them together. So yeah, so that's that. It's filled, as you can see. So I'm going to twist the tank to open up the airflow hose. Open up the airflow on the bottom, fully wide. I don't know why I'm talking like that, I'm sure. So, yeah. Couple of primer puffs. And while that's attempted to bubble through, I shall, yeah, get back up to the other camera and we'll have a vape. So I'll see you in a sec. Right, viewer, I'm back and I'm going to kick this off, just ease it in. 45 watts, 3.07 volts, 0.21 coil. Cross your fingers. It's not leaking at the moment. Touch wood. Hang on, touch wood. we've got the airflow wide open. One other thing to tell you, when you, hold on a second, let me just do it. I may regret this, I may not. Just get a bit of tissue. When you fill this up, and you're going to put the top back on, make sure you hold the tank and then put that on. Otherwise, you're at risk of opening up the airflow prematurely. If you just turn off, if you turn the tank anywhere on the tank, you're going to open up the airflow. So that's now closed, as you can see. If I just turn that like so, it's now open. So 45 watts. I know this tank is old hat, or yesterday's news, or today's chip paper, because they've now obviously got a 25 version and they've got a mini version and all that kind of stuff. But to me, if it's yesterday's news, the price is going to come down. So if you're looking at moving on from tanks to RTAs with a view to going on to drippers or something, this is not a bad one. Probably it's not one of my favourite tanks. It's not bad. I mean, flavour's certainly good, very good. But you know, it's got velocity style deck, so it's easy to build on. Once you get the wicking right, but it's the same with any tank or any RTA. Once you get the wicking right, you get a good vape. But this is, you know, it's the price should be keen. I'll see who's got it. Who's got it in the UK? Grey, Christ, that's expensive. Grey Haze have got it for $26.99 at the moment. But let me have a look. Get my key back. And my disc is free. Griffin, come on. Griffin 22 millimeter. RTA. Yeah, well, it's actually still quite expensive. It's 28.63 on GearBest for the stainless steel one, and 31.81 for the black one. So 26.99 for a black one in the UK is not bad. I shop around. I'm sure you'll find one cheap enough. Let's check 3F. Let's check 3F. Griffin 22. There you go. You go to 3fvape.com. I'll put a link there in the description. They've got the stainless steel one for $19.99, $19.99, $20, and the black one for $21. So that's a little bit cheaper. Okay, you've got to wait a while for it, but let's just crank it up. Let's go to 50. Let's go to 60 watts. Straight to 60. Don't pass go. 3.55 volts, 60 watts. We'll see how well it. See if I've got the wicking right, shall we? 3.55 volts, 60 watts. as you can see, reduces the vapour. It's a little warm for me. We got out 55. A little warm and a little thick. So the flavour, I can't knock it on flavour. So you get good flavour and decent clouds. It depends what you want. That's 55 watts. That's a nice, starting to get warm vape. Wicked. As you saw, when I came back to main cam, that was full. We've gone through that much, and there's no letting up. It's keeping up. Wicking fine. Yeah, I've had excuse me, I had a couple of issues when I first got it, being heavy-handed and putting too much cotton in that little hole, and then not putting enough in and stuff like that. But when you, as I say, when you, like all things, the more you have them and play with them and try out different bits and pieces, you get to find out what you need to do to get the best out of them. That ain't bad for 55 watts. And it's a nice, warm, no, it's not even warm, it's just starting to get warm. It's about getting warm. I don't know what to go up to. Let's just give it a, see what 3.7 volts does. It's going to be too warm, but I'll give it a go anyway. But I'm just that kind of guy. It's 3.7 volts is 65.3 watts per height. It's clouds for days. It's bubbling away. So yeah, I'll put all the specs down in the description, size of the drip tip bore and all that kind of stuff, and heights and whatever. But yeah, it's a 22mm RTA. Bloody good flavour. As you can see, decent clouds. You haven't got to go to stupid wattages if you don't want to. You can put a variety of bills on it. I just had to bang 2 collectors that I've got to hand. So yeah, that's it. Or I'll fog myself out and set my fire alarm off. Thank you very much indeed, as always, for watching. If you've liked the video, leave me a like down there. If you've got any questions, leave me a comment, and I will respond to the comments. I always do. And if you want to see more videos from me, I've got shitload of stuff to do. I've got RTAs, RDAs, tanks, drippers, some rather interesting drippers. Actually, I've got a couple that are pretty well. I've got a few. I those of you that know me, I go looking for the weird and wonderful, the odd stuff, the odd bits and pieces, odd names, crazy looking designs, things I think are going to challenge me a little bit, things that I think you might be interested in seeing, things that you might want. There we go. I wasn't quite quick enough wrapping it up, was I? So yeah, I like to find the things that are affordable. Sometimes they're authentic, sometimes they're clones, and I have no shame in saying that, because new vapors, if you're switching to vaping, and you want to find something that's reasonably priced that you can afford easily to get to know what's what, I'm the same. I'm not made of money. I don't print my own money. So if you want to see more of what I do and what I've got and whatever, subscribe down there or up there. And yeah, please leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the video, what you think of the tank, if you've got one, what your feelings and thoughts are, and how you found it. And in the meantime, have yourselves a good day. More importantly, have yourselves a damn good vape. And I'll see you guys in the next one.